All right, this is chapter 3, lesson 2, add integers. Okay, so this first bubble I have here says integers like 2 and negative 2 are called blank because they are the same distance from 0 but on opposite sides. So in that blank you're going to write opposites. So integers like 2 and negative 2 are called opposites because they are the same distance from 0. So other examples could be 3 and negative 3, 10 and negative 10, a million and a negative a million. So those would all be considered opposites. Okay. In the second cloud bubble over here, I have two integers that are opposites are also called blank blank. In those two blanks, you're going to write additive inverses. Okay, so they're called additive inverses of one another. Okay. In this other cloud, it says the additive inverse property states that the sum of any number and its additive inverse is 0. So 2 plus negative 2 equals 0. Okay, so a couple of different things we want to look at. The first one is when I add integers with the same sign. So if I add the same sign together, to add integers with the same sign, I add their absolute values. The sum is positive if both integers are positive, and negative if both integers are negative. Okay? So an example of this would be 2 plus 2 equals 4, or negative 2 plus negative 2 equals negative 4. 2 plus 2 is still 4. Both of them are negative, so then I have a negative answer. The next one I have is adding integers with different signs. So to add integers with different signs, I subtract their absolute values. The sum is positive if the positive integer's absolute value is greater, and negative if the negative integer's absolute value is greater. Okay? So an example of this would be negative 5 plus 3. Well, they have different signs. I have a minus, a negative sign, or a minus sign, and a positive. So I subtract them. 5 minus 3 gives me 2. 5 is the bigger number, so my answer is negative. Okay. Or I could have something like 5 plus a negative 3, like that. They're different signs, so I subtract. 5 minus 3 gives me 2. 5 is bigger, so my answer is positive. Okay. I have a couple of other examples down here. So these are same signs. Negative 3 plus negative 2. So same signs. 3 plus 2 is 5. Both negative, so my answer is negative. Negative 26 plus negative 17, negative 43. 3 plus 2 is 5. 26 plus 17 is 43. Okay. Couple with different signs. So I have 5 plus a negative 3, which we've already done, is positive 2. Negative 3 plus 2, well, they're different signs. 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 is bigger, so I have a negative. 7 plus negative 7, these are additive inverses of one another. So when I subtract them, 7 minus 7 gives me 0. Okay. Then I have 2 plus negative 15 plus negative 2. So same type of thing. 2 plus negative 15, they're different signs, so I subtract. 15 minus 2 is 13. 15 is bigger, so it's a negative 13. Now I have negative 13 plus negative 2, which gives me the negative 15. You could also recognize that 2 and negative 2 are additive inverses, so they cancel each other out, and I'm left with a negative 15, which is my answer overall. Okay? There are 5 try-it problems. Go ahead, pause the video, try them out. When you're done, we will go over the answers together. All right, now that you've tried the try-it problems on your own, let's go over the answers together. So the first one says negative 14 plus negative 16. Okay, so they are the same sign, so I'm going to add them together. 14 plus 16, 6 plus 4 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And they're both negative, so my answer is negative. Okay, make sure you include your positive and negative signs. Otherwise, they're technically incorrect answers. Okay. Next one I have is negative 10 plus negative 4. Again, same signs. I add them together. 10 plus 4 is 14. Both are negative, so my answer is also going to be negative. Negative 14. Okay. 6 plus negative 7. Different signs, so I subtract their absolute values. 7 minus 6 is 1. 7 is bigger and it's negative, so my answer is negative 1. Negative 15 plus 19. Different signs, so I subtract. 19 minus 15 is 4. 19 is bigger and it's positive, so my answer is positive 4. Okay. Then I have negative 14 plus negative 6 plus 6. I can notice that this are additive inverses, so I'm left with negative 14. And that is the end of lesson 1 or 2.